is Entrepreneur Nation here? I got two of my friends here. I got Noel and Jessica with two amazing organizations, Twisted Up and Startup Grind Orange County, powered by Google for entrepreneurs. We're going to have a conversation with them, and we're just going to jam. So welcome, everyone.
Thanks. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having us, man.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Noel, let's focus on you for a minute. Talk about exactly first, what does your company do for anyone who doesn't know, which I doubt, but just in case.
So I created a comb. It's called Twisted Up Hair Combs. Recently featured on Shark Tank, and it's pretty much, it allows anybody with Afrocentric hair to embrace their natural twist and to actually really empower themselves and accept their true beauty. I feel that like you really feel the most beautiful representation of yourself is when you can really be yourself, and if you can express your natural hair, my comb allows you to do that in a very great way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about that early stage specifically. Okay. You know, we all hear about the problem solution. I want to know, like, what did you specifically experience that said, hey, I got to do something? And this could have been the version 1, maybe not what you're currently doing, but the genesis of saying, I got to do something, right?
So for me, growing up, I've always had some type of like regiment on how to do my hair, right? Because my hair is very thick, it's very coarse. So a bunch of Shea Moisture or relaxers or perms or whatever it may be, and I just got tired of doing this. And I was trying to figure out a way to wear my hair naturally because I do real estate for a living, and I just couldn't figure out a way. And then I came across a video on YouTube of some guy using a tennis racket to do his hair, and it allowed him to really wear his hair in a very nice natural state. And I was like, yeah, right, this is a gimmick. I didn't believe it. Went to Target and did it, followed his instructions, and then as I started traveling, it's really uncomfortable to take a tennis racket everywhere, and I needed to shrink it. And they don't make small tennis rackets because, like, why would they, right?
Yeah.
So I solved that problem because I wanted the convenience of having something in my pocket that was something that was easy for me to travel with and something that I can clean. And was a one-time purchase for me. Okay. And I went and then I solved it. Went to the internet.
What did you buy? What were the parts?
To solve the problem?
Yeah, when you said, okay, I'm going to make this or I'm going to get it.
So I went on Google and I was like, yo, how to make a tennis racket smaller? Nothing came up. How to shrink a tennis racket? Nothing came up. How to take a tennis racket and put it in your pocket? Nothing came up. And like Google's only useful to what you put in it, right?
Yep.
And no matter how many times I phrased it, nothing came up. So I took a course. I just said, you know what? Time out, pause, let's go watch some television. After Shark Tank, they had this show, I forgot the name of it, but it's like how to invent something. And they brought up 3D printing. And I was like, what the heck is 3D printing?
Yeah.
And then they were talking about how to shrink things. So then I went on Google, found out what 3D printing was, found out I needed a CAD drawing, went on Craigslist, found a CAD drawer.
Yeah.
He told me I needed to draw something, so then I called my boy Joel. He drew a small tennis racket, sent that illustration to the CAD person off Craigslist. He made this image for me. Took that, Googled 3D print shops near me, went to that print shop, they printed out my frame, then I went to a tennis racket shop and we hand shrunk it on a machine.
How long did this whole process take?
From 3D printing to my actual prototype, 2 weeks. From when I decided to shrink it to actually having a physical prototype, about a month, 30 days.
What about your cost? What were the...
It varies. So if I had to like go back and just do it, the CAD drawing was like $300. The 3D printing was like $400. The labor to lace it up was like $10. So give or take, let's just say all in like $1,000 before I even made a company.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what was next after that? So you got a prototype. So 2 weeks after, and you got the prototype. What happened?
I just made it for myself.
Okay.
I didn't even want to sell it.
So you're just thinking about, hey, I gotta make my life better.
Yeah.
All right.
Because true story is that when I went to Brazil, I spent like an hour and a half trying to find a tennis racket because I lost mine. And I was like, this is never happening again. It's 2016. There has to be a better way. So I showed it to my barber, and he was like, yo, like, you have to sell this. And I was like, nah, man, like, I'm good. I'm not going to leave a 6-figure paying job to start something that I think is a niche. A month later, he gives me a phone call, and he got fined for using my competitor, which is something called a curl sponge, because it absorbs like bacteria, and you can't use it from one client to another. So in the professional world, there's fines because you're spreading bacteria. So he was like, yo,
I can see that.
if you don't sell it, I'm gonna sell it. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's see what we can do with this.
That is a unique thing. We talk about how customers. I talked about this earlier. How like customers can become like your best, your best salespeople. But I've never heard your customer wanting to like take your idea and launch it if you don't. That's a first.
Yeah, like it was, and he's like, I've been going to him since I was like 12. So he was like Noel, I love you, but like, bro, if you don't make this a business, I promise you, I'm gonna make this a business.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be successful. And I was like, all right, man, cool. Like, let's do it.
Okay. So what happened after that?
We did trade shows. So there's a show out in January of 2017. We did something called the IBS, the International Beauty Show in Long Beach.
Okay.
It's a 3-day show. We ended up having about 400 or 500 combs. Sold out the first day. Had nothing to do the second or third day. At that show, somebody told me, hey, you should go to Bronner Brothers. What the hell was Bronner Brothers? It's the largest African-American hair show that's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I was like, all right, cool. So we took about 800 combs there. That's a 3-day show. Sold out the first day. Got a PO the second day for 3,000 combs. Had nothing to do. I could not hamstring 3,000 combs in the enough time that this person wanted it.
How fast did they want it?
They wanted a 30-day turn time. And the people that I was hiring, they just were too busy.
How long would it take them? Let's just say they had the time. How long would it take them?
We did, give or take, about 25 to 30 combs a day.
Okay.
Because they had their own life and their own jobs, right?
Okay.
So I had to figure out a way how to replicate this tension of when you string a tennis racket, because it doesn't bend that much. And I wasted a lot of money experimenting with plastic, but plastic doesn't work, and it pulls our hair because it's not woven, it's connected. And for whatever reason, when you have it woven, it feels more like a massage, and it doesn't rip the hair out, right?
Yeah.
So I came across chicken wire, and I went to my
with fences, the things.
Yeah,
I
was again. I couldn't solve the problem, so I just took a break, and I was just on Google, and for whatever reason, maybe the AI knew what I was looking for. I saw chicken wire, and I sent an email to my manufacturer, and I was like, "Yo, can we do this?" He was like, yeah, we can try this out. And I did about 900 combs for a show in March called Barbercon. Sold out in like 9 hours. It was insane. And then we did Connecticut. We sold, again, an obscure amount of combs in 8-10 hours. And at April of 2017, I just quit real estate. I was like, I'm not going to market this anymore. I'm going to do this full time. I think we have a business.
Okay.
Like, we're moving units. Like,
perfect.
I need to put my full undivided attention into this, and I just did my warm leads that came in through real estate, and I just twisted up and never looked back.
All right. Well, we're going to talk more about what you did growing the actual business after this break, but you're tuned into Entrepreneur Nation on KC 80.9 FM.